Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Last time I ranked the every season from Apex, the preseason, season 1 all the way to season 5 at the time. Season 6 wasn't out yet, but now I'm going to be ranking every map from the preseason and launch version, whatever you want to call it, all the way to season 6. So if you do want to see more videos like this, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If not, subscribe anyway. And also I do stream on Twitch every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I had to cut out Wednesdays because of school, but I'm gonna start streaming later at 9 p.m. Pacific. So streamer links is down below in the description. It's one link with all my socials. Go ahead and drop a follow and all that. And yeah, let's get into it. Season 1 first, or preseason launch, whatever. This was Kings Canyon when I had everything, all the OG map locations, point of interest, whatever. Had Skulltown, Bridges, Cages wasn't there now. Those are the main two that died. Oh, and Thunderdome. Those are like the main three that just got murked over time. But I mean, it's had a lot of nostalgia to it, but honestly, it was just a good map. It wasn't anything great. It wasn't horrible. It definitely wasn't horrible. Had a lot of fun on that map, but I think the thing about it was it just got old since we were playing preseason and season 1 all with no changes to the game besides the Havoc and the Octane being added, which, I mean, yeah, it was cool, but it was just a long time, you know. But with all that said, I think I'm gonna put this in C tier. It was just like it was a good start. It was something to build from. Now season 2, this is when the Leviathans and the Flyers, they started coming onto the map instead of just kind of being around, the two like giant dinosaurs that were in the background the entire time. There was no more bridges. Leviathans came through, they murked that, fucked it up. Containment got added and Cages got added. To this day, Containment is probably like the main, I wouldn't say the main hot drop spot, but it's definitely like a consistent one at least. And then I think overall it's an improvement. It's definitely a big improvement from the launch version of Kings Canyon. So I'm gonna put this up. It's definitely one of the best maps. I'm gonna put this up in the A tier. Now season 3, they brought in World's Edge as a brand new map, brand new everything. It was almost like another preseason basically, but they had a Capital City, Train Yard, Sorting Factory. Those are like the big 3 fucking hot drops. I don't know what I'm saying. Capital City is probably the main one, then Train Yard, then Sorting, because Sorting is massive for some reason. But Train Yard is the most toxic place to be if you're in that end game, because people get up on those carriages. Usually only with a Pathfinder. Pathfinder's like the only way you could get up to those unless you landed on them from a jump tower. And they just held those until they couldn't anymore, because you couldn't do anything about it, which made it kind of bad to be in Train Yard at the end game. But I mean, it was still brand new. It was bigger. I think it said it was like 1.5 times bigger than Kings Canyon, and it wasn't like they added more players to every game. It was still a 60-player BR. But I mean, this map, it just had a lot of dead space. Like, it was just, I think for the loot and the POIs it had at first, it wasn't enough to fill the space, you know. So I think this might have been the worst map, to me at least. I think it was probably the worst map, and I didn't put this paint section here for nothing. So yeah, I'm put that one in paint for now. I might switch things up at the end later, but for now that's where I have it at. Now season 4, World's Edge updated. They took out, I mean, they didn't take out Capital, but like they split it in half and renamed it Fragment East and West. The midsection of the map, they put in Harvester, which is like, you know, that major lava thing. I don't even know what to call it. Yeah, no one really likes it anyway. It's just kind of there. But Fragment is probably the biggest improvement to World's Edge, to any map to this day. Fragment's actually my favorite place. They also added Survey Camp and Weapon Racks. Weapon Racks probably the most irrelevant addition, but I mean, it's more loot in a relatively like kind of far off POI. So like it wasn't a bad thing. Definitely, it was just kind of there. Survey camp, it gets some traffic, nothing crazy, but I mean, you know, just another POI to fill in space. But overall, this improved the flow of the map a lot less dead space around since the map is bigger than Kings Canyon, and I think this might have been the best map we've had so far. So I think with that, I'm putting in Goated for now. We'll see about later. Season 5, we're going back to Kings Canyon. They murked Skulltown and Thunderdome completely, just dropped it into the ocean, which is kind of depressing at first, but it's okay. But Zurich, no. Skulltown, Thunderdome gone. Charge towers were added. They added capacitor, salvage, and the rig. Now those 3 places, the rig I always forget about low-key, but I mean capacitor and salvage, I think they're good POIs that they added overall. But I think the problem with Season 5's version of Kings Canyon was that there was just too much loot around the map. Like they added so many different buildings and like many POIs that it was just like loot was everywhere, and it just seemed like a little bit overstuffed. So I think had they toned it down a little bit, it could have been a really good map, but in my opinion, I think it's better than Season 1 Kings Canyon, but it's not as good as Season 2. I think Season 2 they found a good balance, and then they tried to switch it up, but it just did a little bit overboard. But I mean, I don't know, mistakes happen, it's whatever. I think it's a B tier, that's a solid place for it. Alright, on to Season 6. Season 6 was the second map update to World's Edge. We're supposed to have a brand new map called Olympus, which they heavily teased it, or they just gave away the whole plan basically in their quest from Season 5 at the end, where you saw Ash, who's a character from Titanfall, but it's a whole other thing. Didn't happen because of the Rona, COVID, that whole situation. The devs are working from home. But on a side note, like the devs, they get a lot of they're getting a lot of hate for not having a new map, but it's like people are just being like fucking greedy just because they're bored at home. It's like they're at home too, but they still have to like work on. They have to keep this game updated constantly, which they do usually. And it's like people need to be more understanding of the fact that they don't have like their studio to get all this shit done. So they had to do something for Season 6. You can't just have like no map updates. You can't pull a preseason to Season 1. The game's going to be extra dry. So they did what they could. They added 3 major POIs. They changed up the train. There was no more train. They added crafting. Like they had new legend and new gun. There was no new gun in Season 5. So it's just like I don't know. People need to calm down and just learn how to be understanding sometimes. Everyone just complaining all the time. It's like they're not the ones working out the game, but they want to complain every time they do something that they don't like. But besides that, so yeah, 3 major POIs added. Launch site, countdown, staging. Mirage's Voyage was removed completely. The first and only town takeover to get removed so far. And as I already mentioned, this train shut down, but the tracks have more loot and cover. That was like the main dead space between or on the map, not between anything. But it made sense because like the train has to move around the map, so it has to be like clear tracks, you know what I mean? But they also added crafting, and the way it's actually like a really good addition. Like it's just another way to get loot. And like I feel like they almost pulled this Season 5 with overstuffing, but I don't think it's too much. Just purely off the fact that the map is like another half bigger than Kings Canyon. Come to think of it, Kings Canyon and World's Edge might have like the same amount of loot roughly now, but because the map is bigger, it just like it fits more. You know what I mean? But overall, this is more of like I guess like a side grade for World's Edge. But I mean, they were planning a whole new map, which we're gonna get a new map in Season 7 almost for sure, because like it was supposed to come this season, then it got delayed, so it's pretty much has to be Season 7 for the new map. But I mean, this version of the map is cool. I still kind of prefer Season 4 version, but I mean, it's not bad. I think I like it more. Do I like this more than the current World's Edge? I mean, current Kings Canyon? I don't really know. But do I like it as much as Season 2 Kings Canyon? Nah. But I wouldn't put it yet. I think this is going to be B tier. It's it's not as dry as Season 1 Kings Canyon, but I don't think it's as like good and balanced as Season 4 and 2. Like the first map updates to the World's Edge and Kings Canyon, those were like the two best maps. So I don't even think I gotta change anything. So yeah, GOATed is Season 4 World's Edge, A tier is Season 2 Kings Canyon, and the B tier is Season 5 and Season 6 of Kings Canyon and World's Edge. C tier is Launch Kings Canyon, and Pain is Season 3 of World's Edge, because fuck charge rifles. But yeah, that is the list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Be sure to come through this stream Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 9, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.